Hey guys, it's me again. I think we've got the videos working. This one's going to be a little bit different than the other one because the other one I was using with Google and it wasn't working very well, obviously. So we're going to try this one. Mrs. Lily is also using this program, so hopefully it'll work okay. Y'all let me know how it's going. Hopefully, again, it works well for you. All right, so today we're going to do 9.6. Y'all been doing, hopefully y'all all watched the review of what we've been doing right before spring break, and it was multiplying polynomials, okay? So hopefully you watched that because now we're doing dividing. Typically this is in one day, this dividing, but I think we're going to break it up into two. We're going to do the first part today and then the second part, which is a little bit harder, on Monday. You will have a test this week, this next week, sorry, and that's going to be on Thursday. I have assigned IXL, and it's one link, and it's for dividing polynomials, okay? I believe it's with long division, and you will be getting that instruction on Monday. So be ready for that, okay? It's going to be on Monday. It's going to be due, I think, Thursday, but your test is Thursday, so you've got all week to do one link. That's it. All right, so today you're doing 9.6, dividing polynomials. 9.6 is the last of the sections in your book for this chapter. So, and again, it's usually done in one day, but today we're for this one we're going to do it in two. I have a whole bunch of notes that I need to give you for the second part, which will be Monday, but I'm not going to do that for y'all today. Today, I'm just going to give y'all examples, all right? They're pretty easy to follow, and you shouldn't have any trouble. When you're doing these, if you have questions, you know to contact me, okay? So go ahead, open up your books to page 397. Okay, so I'll pause for a minute. Y'all need to open that up. If I start and you haven't found your book or something like that, then you can always just pause the video and come back when you're ready. So open up your book to page 397. We're going to jump right in and do examples. First one we're doing is number 1. 5x squared plus 25x divided by 5x. That's a mess. All right. So number 1, it just says to divide. Here's how you do it. It's almost like distributive property. You're going to divide this one term. Remember, how many terms are in here? There's 2 terms. This is one term. You're going to divide each of these terms by the 5x. Now, with that said, let me show you how you should write it to make your life easier. Let's go ahead and rewrite this right here. 5x squared plus 25x. Okay, so notice I'm rewriting this right here because this whole thing is being divided by 5x. So I'm rewriting this. And since everything is being divided by this term, I'm writing it underneath each term. I don't have the coronavirus. Okay. Watch also these signs. See these signs? The plus sign? You could have a subtraction sign. You want to make sure you bring that down. Just make sure you're very careful at bringing that down. So now I have this right here, 5x squared plus 25x, and I'm dividing both of these terms by this one term, 5x on each side, on each one. Now you do plain old division. 5 divided by 5 is what? That's 1. X squared divided by x. Now remember, if we're dividing and the bases are the same, what do you do to the exponents? You subtract them. The bases are the same. We're dividing, so we subtract the exponents. So this, and remember, if there's no exponent there, we pretend it's a 1. So this would be x2 minus 1. 2 minus 1. X squared divided by x1 is really x2 minus 1. Plus, what's 25 divided by 5? 5. Again, we have to divide those variables, that x. That would be x, 1, and 1. So when the bases are the same and we're dividing, we subtract the exponents. So that would be x1 minus 1. Y'all see that? If you need to, pause the video, go back, look at it, rewind, go back over it again. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and continue working. We can go ahead and continue with the 1x, but you know you can also just get rid of it. All right, 2 minus 1 is 1, plus, what is 1 minus 1? That's 0. Who remembers what happens if you have a 0 as an exponent? I'm waiting for an answer. Hopefully you remember that this whole thing's going to turn into 1. Just the number 1. So now I'm going to rewrite it. Do I need to have this 1 exponent here? Nah, it doesn't matter. You can keep it or you can get rid of it. You can have it look like this. And this is going to be 5 times 1. Because this right here, anything with an exponent of 0 becomes the number 1. So, what is 5 times 1? That's 5. So your answer is x plus 5. There you go. Now some of you are like, what? And I know, more examples and you'll catch on. Some of you are like, oh, that's it? Okay, I got this. All right, so if you need to review what I just did, instead of me being able to explain it again, you can now rewind your video, sit back, pause it, check it out and everything. Now, if you do not understand a move that I made, okay, when you're done, now listen carefully, Algebra 1 students, don't immediately pause this video, take a picture and say, I don't understand what you did here. Okay, wait until all the examples are done. If you haven't figured it out by the time we've done all the examples, then contact me. But don't jump the gun and contact me after we just did the first example. You know how sometimes it takes a few. All right, so be patient. Some of you need to work on being patient. Know that we have more examples to come. All right, so let's go on to number 3. Y'all get it, trust me. Okay. Number 3. 8x3 minus 2x divided by 2x. Okay. Now again, we're going to apply this 2x to every term in there, just like you did when you multiplied. Exactly how you did when you multiplied. But this time we're dividing, okay? So I'm going to rewrite it. 8x cubed minus 2x. Notice I'm bringing down that subtraction sign. Be careful with those signs. I'm going to divide every term by 2x. Now, some of you already can see exactly what this is, especially this right here. Okay, but I'm going to work through the details of it so you'll have a good understanding. All right, 8 divided by 4. Sorry. 8 divided by 2. Yeah, that's right. It's 4. And remember, we're dividing. The bases are the same here with this variable, so we subtract the exponents. This would be x 3 minus 1, because remember, if you do not have an exponent, we pretend there's a 1 there. Same with these right here. We're going to pretend there's a 1. Minus, what's 2 divided by 2? That's 1. And then we have x 1 minus 1, because the variables, the bases are the same. We're dividing, so we subtract the exponents. All right, so now we solve. We have 4x, 3 minus 1 is 2, minus 1x, 1 minus 1 is 0. Anything with an exponent of 0 is 1. So I'm rewriting this. And what's 1 times 1? It's 1. And there's your answer. Now I want to point out, if you look back right here, this and this are the exact same. 2x divided by 2x. You could say 2 divided by 2 is 1. If it was 4 divided by 4, it's 1. Anything divided by itself is just 1. So you could actually skip all of this if you notice that. Okay, so it's kind of like your common sense you need to use. Now, with that said, because this is sometimes kind of weird, by all means, do it step by step. Okay? And you can't go wrong that way, right? Okay, so I would say, do you have any questions so far? But you're not here, so I can't ask that. Let's do some more examples. Number 5. Okay, this time I have 3x squared plus 15 divided by 3. Okay. Now we're going to do the same thing that we did with the other problem. We're going to separate this, because this is saying that this whole thing is being divided by 3. So we're going to rewrite it, rewrite the top, and we're going to, I don't have the coronavirus, we're going to divide both of those terms by that 3. Okay, so notice what I did there. This is being divided by 3, and this is being divided by 3. So I've separated it out. You need to get used to doing that. Okay? All right, so now we divide. There's no variable down here, so this is going to be easy. 3 divided by 3 is just 1. So there's no x or anything, so we just rewrite it. 15 divided by 3 is 5. There's your answer. Or you can drop that 1 because you really don't need it. And there's your answer. So either one of those is acceptable. Okay? Remember that 1 does not need to be there. Okay? Either way. All right, so let's do another one. Again, if you have questions or something, just kind of look back over it. See if you can rewind it or something. I think that's better. Sorry about that, guys. Just notice there's a glare. Okay. Let's do number 7. (7a squared b minus 42ab squared), all divided by 7ab. Okay, just like number 5, I'm going to rewrite it because this whole thing's being divided by 7ab. So I'm going to rewrite it and this time I'm going to separate it and divide both sides by 7ab. Keep in mind up here we had a plus sign, so you want to make sure you carry that plus sign over. This time I have a subtraction sign, so we want to separate and make sure we carry over that subtraction sign. So here we go.